webinar. Tonight we are going to talk about leadership opportunities that you can involve within the state of Missouri and some even national. So I hope this will help you either learn whatever the opportunities are out within Missouri and beyond, and have more opportunity once the fellowship webinar training is over. Next time, please, man. So, what is a leadership opportunity? A leadership opportunity might be something that someone does to enhance their skill or a role they met because of their knowledge. So this could be like, oh, now that teamwork makes me doing more almost over, what other training are there like teamwork makes me doing more that I can participate? Or it might be something like, hey, I took this. You might meet someone one day who is like, okay, I really like you as a person and your belief on disability. I would like to hire you, or I'd like you to be able to volunteer at my nonprofit or whatever it is. And then you can tell them like, hey, so you know, I took a training all about how to be a good leader in the disability community. It was for teamwork make my dream work. That way they know like, hey, this person has this experience in this area, or this person knows what they're doing when it comes to that. So that is kind of what a leadership opportunity is. The time, please, man. So reminder, I feel like we probably all know this, but I'll say it anyway. Please stay muted when you are not speaking. If you can't understand me, please tell me, and then be aware of how much you talk. If you talk a lot, but others talk, if not, we would not hear your voice. Next time, please, man. So a little bit, thank you. So a little bit about me. Hey, my name is Anna. I am from St. Louis, Missouri. I'm the CEO of my own disability awareness brand. I am also running my life for training veterans. I am a founding member of the movement, which is starting our own life course. I'm also a person planning ambassador, and my goal is to be a professional advocate and promote employment for all. With October is Disability Employment Month. If you might did not know that. Next time, please, man. So here are some opportunity I'm going to talk about tonight. The first one being possibility, a cowboy in a disability with a mission of possibility, cowboy with disability community through education, empowerment, and unity. People Missouri will be holding a national statewide in November. And then, Rand, do you want to talk about DLD, if you want opportunity?
Yeah, I can. So DRLD, oh, look, I transposed those letters. It stands for Disability Rights Legislative Day. DRLD is a mouthful. Um, but that is a day of advocacy that takes place in the spring. This year it's going to be on March 13th, 2024. I think that's a Wednesday. And it's at the Capitol. There's a virtual and in-person component of it. And this year, the planning committee is opening up applications for self-advocates to be leaders. Gosh, sorry, the date is wrong on here. I'll make sure it's changed before Anna sends it out because it's self-advocate leaders. It should say on March 13th, 2024. So I'm going to put a link to the website in the chat where you can make sure that you're receiving all the emails about Disability Rights Day, and it'll include when you can apply for that opportunity.
You will talk more about that later in the presentation, and the one that is available is with what I am able to do on this webinar with. A Horta fellow is somebody a person with a disability who wants to enhance the disability community in any way, and in a nationwide paid fellowship to the Health Advocacy Resource Network, and you can pretty much write up any proposal that you want as long as your product would somehow benefit the disability community and get paid for doing the work. So I will get into it a little bit later in the presentation, but that's another one. Man, and one, but that's two are yours.
Yeah, so I think we get into one of these a little bit later. So next opportunity that everyone has is you can serve as an election judge in your county. I will, after I'm done talking, I'll put the link to the Clerks Association website. Clerks and election authorities are the people in each county that run all the elections. So when we vote for everything from school board to president, they organize everything. And they need election judges always. And election judges are hired. It's a paid opportunity. And the judges are statewide in Missouri are working hard on accessibility. And I know that we would love to support any self-advocates in applying to be an election judge. So that's an opportunity for leadership. And then finally is join a coalition or task force. These are just groups. They can be statewide. They can be local to like a county or a region. That's working towards a common goal about a specific issue. So it can be housing, poverty, like Anna was talking about, employment, all of those things. So there's lots of state and national coalitions and calls. And when I say calls, I mean Zoom calls, just like this, that you can be on. And it's a great way to start learning more about a topic and then expressing your opinions or giving your input to those conversations. So I think we dive into those here in a little bit.
Yep. Hey, man. Well, anyone have any overall questions before we dive into each opportunity a minute deeper? No? Okay. Next time, please, man. Ability 2024. Next time, please, man. So, what are we looking for? There are a couple different things that the team is looking for, and what we are also open to having anyone on our team, and we can sign you a permission later. But the main requirement is that you have a disability. But some of the overarching things that we are looking to fill would be somebody who wants to help run on social media account, so that would include like writing posts about like random things that are going on around the state, event promotion, like hey, the ability is coming up on October whatever 2024, be there. Or kind of telling random things on our social media pages and helping the word out. We are also looking for a different team member who maybe wants to help with accessibility. And for those of you who don't know what accessibility is, it is an annual event held at the Memory History Museum in St. Louis every year to celebrate the anniversary of the Americans with Disabilities Act. It is the largest disability pride celebration in the whole state of Missouri, and I'm happy to be one of the team members myself. We have a disability pride march to lead off the event all around course, and then we have vendor and main activity like our Tony Award winner Allie Hofer did her one woman show this year. That was pretty cool. So we are looking for somebody who maybe wants to help organize the event for next year, and some of the things that you might be asked to do would be organize a send email to possible people who want to be a vendor or a sponsor or things of that nature. So we are looking for anybody who would like to do that. This is open to anyone living that is a virtual leadership permission all the way up until the day of the event. Does anyone have any questions about that?
No, I think we're good, Anna.
Okay. Perfect. So people are going to be holding a meeting coming up in November, and I think they are looking for a president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer, and sometime when the statewide is having a meeting, local chapters will also have their meeting. So while I'm not suggesting that you run for statewide necessarily, I know that's probably a big commitment. You can only find out where you are most for people to tackle it motivated and then attend a meeting or two, and eventually, if you like it, you can move up to a officer position with it. Kind of what I did, and I really, really, really liked it. It's a good way to make your name out there and get on other people's radar. Anything to add on that, Nan?
No, I think it's a really great organization. Like Anna said, you can do statewide office, you can do local chapter office, or if you're not currently involved in either of them, you can have just kind of be a leader by being a member. So it'd be a great thing to join and start learning about.
Yeah. Next time, please. That you mean.
So yeah, this is Disability Rights Day. The date is right on here, 2024. It's on March 13th. Anna is also on the steering committee for this event. So you'll have to let me know if I miss anything. But there are 3 ways to be involved in this day. Be a leader on the day of the event. This will include helping lead people around, answering questions, help people speak to their legislators. And I put that link in the chat where you can put your email in to make sure you get the information. These will be self-advocate leaders and you'll receive training. So if you don't totally know how to do all this stuff, but you're a people person and you're, not afraid to kind of jump in there and learn, we will provide training. So you don't have to know how to do all of this. But we wanted it to have another opportunity for self-advocates to lead the day. You can plan to attend DRLD. You'll still receive training and opportunities about speaking to your legislator. So that's a great way to practice leadership. And there will also be applications to speak at the rally. So self-advocates will have the opportunity to speak at the rally in the Capitol Rotunda. Rotunda is the word for just kind of the big open space right under the dome in the Capitol. Last year, the committee really wanted to see, and the feedback from people who attended, really wanted to see more self-advocates speaking at the rally rather than legislators. So we still have legislators, but we just put more self-advocates in there. And I think that went really well.
It did.
You think so?
I think so. We don't even have advocates for the people who not get out of the court, I think.
Yeah, they absolutely killed it. It was really powerful. So those are 3. Go ahead.
Because I was gonna say my other legislators in the building can hear us too, which makes it a big opportunity, because even if health advocates, and this is just my personal opinion too, even if health advocates don't have the opportunity or don't want to meet with their legislator personally, they tell legislators throughout the building to hear the issues that are important to the disabled people, and they know it's coming from health advocates because they can kind of figure out who is who, but they can differentiate from a legislator to a health advocate.
Absolutely. And Michael in the chat, when can we start to register for DRLD? If you go to the website, there's no which I put again, there's no registration right now for the event. but it registers you to get all the emails, so you'll know when it's time to register. It's the best way to know, and you'll hear about like all the resources, and that'll also be where we get emails from to like, send people an email and say, hey, if you're interested in being a leader on that day, or if you want to speak, here's your application. But something you said, Anna. Oh, if you've never been before, it's pretty huge. It's like hundreds, we think anywhere from like 400 to 500 people come.
And like that year was my first year ever mowing, and it was the best experience of my life. I had the best time.
It's so good. And we were so loud in a good way. The rotunda, like legislators were like peeking out their door and like kind of coming to see what was going on. It's just a really cool day.
And that's a good point to add. If you're worried about the noise when you're humming, don't worry about it, because it's been brought to our attention that we need a temporary or quiet area for next year's event for participants who need it. So I know that something that Leanne and myself and the committee are working on.
Yep. Any more questions about DRLD or Disability Rights Legislative Day? All right.
All right, next time. So I can read this if you want, Leanne. And if you want to. Me or you?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Minority voter protection element and a celebration of disability within oh, that would be the definition of disability.
Guys, sorry, that's my typo. I will fix it. Do you want me to explain it real quick?
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like, guys, I think the descriptions on this got saved incorrectly. Like a couple of them, like it looks like they saved one over. So I'm so sorry. I will fix that. So Anna, oh, I'm so sorry about that. So I'll explain. Do you want me just to explain these since they're incorrect?
Yep.
I'm so sorry. So Missouri Voter Protection Coalition is great if you're interested in voting accessibility issues. And it's a group that works to kind of identify accessibility issues and come up with solutions. And they meet every Monday on Zoom for 1 hour. It's in the morning. And so when I fix this slide, I'll make sure you know how to sign up for that, or you could always email Anna and say this is one of the ones you're interested in and we can connect you. Victimization Task Force is another one that meets virtually, but just every quarter. And it talks about how people with disabilities experience the criminal justice system, mostly when they've been a survivor of a crime, like if you've been abused or hurt or something and you're trying to report it. So it talks about that system. So it's a victimization task force. And with all of these, if you're interested, probably the easiest way to remember, since there's different ways, is to just contact Anna and we can connect you with how to register. The Transportation Task Force is another one that meets. All of them meet virtually to talk about transportation issues. That's one of the #1 things that we hear about from self-advocates. So this task force is working to try to change that. So it'd be really important to have your voice heard for that. Access and Functional Needs Committee. That's another group that meets online. And they just talk about like accessibility issues broadly. And again, it's just another one as they're having the conversation, having the self-advocate voice is really important. And these last two are right. I don't know what happened to the other ones. But Partners in Policy Making is accepting applications now. They're due on November 1st. This is it's a really intense program, but it's a year long, but it's awesome. I went through it. There's a couple monthly meetings. All of it is virtual, and you learn really deep. You go deep into disability issues, and you learn in-depth stuff about all kinds of topics. And the whole point is to prepare you to go out and like change systems. So there's a project you work on all year, and it's supported by MODDC, or the organization I work for, the staff. It's really great. And then finally is Mo Wings. So if you're interested in guardianship issue, that is a group that again meets and talks about pressing issues with guardianship and laws in the state of Missouri. So it'd be really important if that was something that was important for you to get on those calls. Again, all these are virtual, all of them are Zoom. So if you're interested in any of these, you can let Anna know, and we'll put that in there. And then I want to say again, when we send out the PowerPoint, these descriptions will be corrected. I'll make sure to get them corrected.
And then one to add is the Gateway to Women Service Provider. That is an awesome opportunity. I'm on that service, and that's an amazing opportunity to make your name out there as well. Next slide, please, ma'am. So now we're going to talk about protest, which is kind of what about to be on the Zoom every month, because I am the 2020-2024 protest fellow. So what is health advocacy reform and technical assistance panel on protest? In 2015, Health Advocates Becoming Empowerment came promoted National Health Advocacy Organization in Missouri was awarded a grant from the Administration for Community Living to establish the first ever National Health Advocacy Resource and Technical Panel on protest. I submit what is under the side and what is under the side. Oh, okay, so we can go back to that one side. So basically, protest every year they allow how much is it, overall? How much is there?
Say that question again. I was crunching on a cracker.
No worry. How much is it that they allow each fellow to have? You know?
The pay.
Yeah. I don't remember.
I want to say it's 5,000.
Yeah. How many times you can apply to the fellowship, and you can basically what you do is an online application, and you pick a whole organization, and it can be any disability nonprofit or civil rights group that you want, and you guys, between you two, you can basically write a product proposal for a member. My proposal when I applied for another one, I noticed that there was a problem or a gap between people with disability and them understanding how to be a productive leader in society. So I thought, well, I have had the opportunity to learn so many awesome things that I want to pass on to the whole community. So what I wrote up was, I'm going to take what I learned on my meeting etiquette and how to meet a leadership opportunity, how to find them, and turn them into monthly webinars that people can attend or rewatch in the future depending on their schedule, and use my YouTube channel as a kind of a hub for all the webinars so that my benefit will be on. So that is kind of my project in a nutshell, and then I reached out to Leanne, told her my idea, and it was a pretty straightforward application, wouldn't you say, Leanne? Yeah. And only hello or submitted each round, hello application. So does anyone have any questions on how to do that, or what it might be in order to hello or anything of that nature? And I imagine you do get paid monthly if you want a hello. No one has okay. So why topic on what on the webinar is, me and I were hoping to get some of your feedback about the program, or will you want to talk about that, Leanne, or do you want me to?
Either way, yeah, I can.
Okay. You probably know more about the MoDDE report.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to, we just have some big giant federal report where we get to talk about all the great things self-advocates are doing in Missouri. And then this report helps us get more funding and bring more resources to the self-advocacy movement and projects that are going to remove barriers for people with disabilities. So we put together a really quick survey, and I can put there's a survey link which you can fill out. It's only 5 questions, but Anna, we're still working on making surveys accessible to screen readers and to all ability levels and things that might be barriers. So Anna had the idea of just kind of talking through some of the questions during today. So yeah, I can.
And then we will also use the survey in my final project report with the due at my end of fellowship. So I just thought it might be a good idea to go through this. I don't talk about your experience with this webinar healing and whatnot. So question is please hi who you are, and I think all of you are health advocates, right? Yeah. So,
Yes.
Okay, so how long have you participated in teamwork with Dreamwork? I'm running on the webinar, watching the tutorial video when we had them. We're watching the recording each month. One a minute or thing.
Watching monthly.
Yep. How about you, Mike or Brad? Oh, Mike, you're muted. Oh, your audio doesn't work.
You can type it, Michael, too.
Yep. Yeah, you do. And then we'll send the survey out too.
Mm-hmm. Yay. We're excited too.
Awesome. I'm excited too. Let's see. How helpful has Dreamwork been for you? It may helpful, very helpful, somewhat helpful, not helpful, not so helpful, or not helpful at all.
Extremely helpful.
Wonderful. Nice to hear that. Have you ever seen the due to the webinar? A moderate amount, and I'm assuming the best option is not at all.
Yeah. Great deal, a lot, a moderate amount, a little, not at all.
A moderate amount for me.
Anyone else wanna reply to that? Or
Number 5
I
will say likely.
Oh, Michael.
He may help.
Awesome.
Awesome. Hey, Mike. And then me and you wanna go to back of the presentation so we can talk about November.
Wait, am I muted? No, okay. Current slide.
You hear my dog doing on the phone in the back. In November, we will have a second talk with basically where we will over everything that we learned so far in the webinar, and we will. I don't know how to not a date on the time. What is the third Wednesday in November, man?
I will tell you, guys, we are
We
gonna
will
revisit our editing process on the third Wednesday is November 15th.
Okay. But, okay. I don't know why. Anyway, sorry about that. I promise we're not normally this organized. But we will have a session for reviewing everything that we learned throughout the webinar hearing so far, as well as we may hear about how you might have been using what you learned during the testing for, as well as answer any questions and provide any assistance that we may be able to provide for you during this time. And then I just want to peep on what is going to happen in December. I do not have a time for this, but December we will also kind of open office hours if any of you need help with anything particular. Especially if you are applying for the fellowship, I'd be more than happy to help with that as well during November and December. Anything to add, man?
Yeah, I would just encourage people to use, especially December kind of open office hours, to think about anything that Anna's covered that you have more questions about, or kind of almost get one-on-one like support and connections. And you could even just come to her and say like, hey, I'm really interested. I live in, Springfield, Missouri, and I really want to get involved. What can I do? And Anna's got really great connections with leaders in those areas and a good idea of what's going on. And so I know she would love to connect you to those groups or to people and support you in taking on some more leadership opportunities.
Yeah, and then there's also a big opportunity to talk to us about if you are interested in living a presentation on this new in Manila. Go ahead, Mike. That was you.
Sorry, I was just testing my microphone.
No worries at all. But December is also a big opportunity for us to talk about, like, if you want to talk about how the training has helped you, we will be opening or manually webinar to hear all your story on how it helped you this healing, and I'd be happy to help with you on a presentation or testimony or manually webinar as well. Okay, does anyone have any